Hello, I'm D. Murph. Welcome to my cooking channel. Today we're making an awesome baked salmon. The salmon is a garlic lemon butter salmon, really tasty. We're gonna bake it in a pan in the oven. It's easy to do, takes in total 30 to 35 minutes. And this is a recipe that you guys actually voted on, so I'm getting around to making it. Sorry it took a little while, and I'm thankful for your patience. This is what we're working with today. It's 1 pound of fresh Atlantic salmon. You guys will be so happy to know that I got this from the actual counter. I didn't get it prepackaged. And it's in a metal pan that's been sprayed down with Pam, and it has the skin on. You can't see it, it's on the bottom. And I like the skin on, and I'll show you why later in the video. But if you're doing skin, definitely want a metal pan. It bakes everything in there, and the skin serves as a plate. And if you use glass, it'll be really moist and break apart. Here are the ingredients we're going to be using: salt and pepper to taste. There's some butter, garlic, and lemon, just like the title. And then a little bit of olive oil too. For the lemon, we'll be squeezing out the juice, so you just roll it a little bit. And then I like to squeeze it out of the middle. I think that's a lot easier. And then I'm going to pluck out the seeds so they don't fall onto the salmon while I'm juicing it. That's not necessary, but just something that I like to do. Next, we're going to mince up the garlic. And some people just slice it like into these little thin strips and put that on the salmon. See that right there? I've done that a few times. I prefer the minced garlic the most. And be sure to curl your fingers so you have them all when you're done chopping. All right. Now, and you basically just do this until you have really finely chopped garlic. I feel like with the minced garlic, you get a little more of that taste. And the other ones, sometimes that can be lost, so that's why I like to mince. Okay, and that right there is what we're going for. Now we hit up the salmon fillet with a little bit of olive oil. There we go. And we're going to season. And season to taste. I probably don't use more than a teaspoon. So for the salt, I'm just going to make sure it's evenly covered. Remember, you can always put on more salt, so you don't have to go too heavy. Just making sure the whole salmon is covered with the salt, sprinkling from above so it's coming on even. Down here at the bottom. Yeah, and so we got about that much left over. Didn't use it all. How wasteful. Next, fresh ground pepper. It's about a similar amount as salt. And I'll warn you, I do like pepper, so I might put a little extra on here. Alright, that looks good. Nice and covered. For the garlic, we're just going to kind of sprinkle that all over. Make sure that big piece gets some of it. There we go. And drop some down here in the bottom, just covering all parts of this salmon. And once you get all your garlic on there, if there's any really big areas of it, like right there, you can spread it out a bit. Get a little more on top. You don't need as much on this bottom part. Now it's time for lemon. And just juice this thing nicely. There we go. Again, most of your flavor and taste is going to be up here in this big piece. Give it a few squeezes. And see, none of the seeds came out, so it's just easier, not necessary, but easier to take the seeds out. I'm going to add an ingredient. You don't have to do this at all. It's not necessary. Some dill. And if you've ever had a dill pickle, you know what this is going to do. But for like a lemon butter or anything that is like salty and then sour, dill really complements it a whole lot. It really adds that extra little bit of flavor. Again, not necessary, and not much people do this, but I love it. It's definitely worth a try, and I just coat the salmon with the dill. It's a big deal. Now you're wondering, how in the world does this taste good? And by the application of butter, because butter makes everything better. There we go. So you just put it on the main part there, kind of in the middle, because what's going to happen is while this is cooking, the butter is going to melt and get all over the salmon and just kind of work its way down. We're not going to forget about these bottom parts, but we're going to use a little bit less butter. Break that guy in half. And just a little bit at the very, very bottom. And I'm going to break this up, spread it out a little bit. All right, there we are. That should melt nicely. And we are finished. Here we go into the oven, and I have my oven preheated on 350 degrees. The salmon goes in the middle for 20 minutes. All right, guys, here we are, fresh from the oven. 1 pound of garlic butter deliciousness. What a huge piece. I'm so excited. Wow. All right, let's plate this and dive right on in. Ta-da! Here we are, a delicious lemon butter garlic salmon. And I garnished it with the remaining lemon on the side just in case you want to get a little more lemon juice on there. But check this out. It's so good. Baked salmon, baked fish really is super easy. And the skin is hardened and forms a little bit of a plate. And it's cooked through, but nice and tender. The garlic is kind of turned into a sauce on the top with the butter. And so just to show you guys how soft it is, look at that just breaking apart and flaking. That's what fish do. Fish flake. But in a good way, not like when your friend flakes. And see the skin? It forms a hard surface that you can just pop that salmon right off of and enjoy. Oh, I love this recipe, and I think it's because it's almost like a chicken piccata but for salmon. So don't be afraid to throw in a few capers. That would be a nice touch. All right, so the moment of truth. Does it taste good? Let's see here. Oh, it's mild in flavor. The garlic isn't too strong. And the salmon is just so tender. That's what I love about this. Like, I normally don't like fish, but salmon really turned me on to fish. And with this, I'm gonna try one more bite. The salt's not too strong. So this is really mild, well balanced. But if you want a little more of a salty kick, you can add more salt. But it's ready to go to impress. Guys, thank you so much for taking time to watch this video. If you liked what you saw, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions about the recipe or just comments in general, right down below is your place, and subscribe for more great coffee and food videos. And don't forget to hit that bell so you know when the next one comes out. Have a great one.